Here comes Scully! Yeah! Come on, come on! You get a bullet, and you get a bullet! Everybody gets a bullet!
So who here remembers Survivalist? It's the perk that combines benefits from all the other perks and makes a jack of all trades kind of experience. But did you know they also had a weapon designed specifically for Survivalist? Because until recently I actually forgot that the freeze thrower was actually a thing, yet I've barely seen anybody online use it. It might be because Survivalist isn't a preferred perk to many players, or it could just be due to the weapon itself. First off, let me give you some backstory to this. The freeze thrower was originally announced alongside the Xbox One port of Killing Floor 2 as a timed exclusive, giving the Xbox One players first dips into using this new weapon, and probably giving it a reason to be bought on that platform, especially for people like me who already owns it on PC and PS4. But I decided, because I don't really like the Xbox One that much, I would wait until they added it in at the Christmas event, and yeah, I completely forgot they added it. This was mainly due to the fact of they had just added the Christmas event, and also they added the UMP to the SWAT, which is a gun I've been looking forward to for quite a while, so the freeze thrower kind of just fell into obscurity. But recently I decided to pick it up and actually give it a go, and while I tried it I was just thinking, was the freeze thrower any good? But the first impressions I got weren't great, but they weren't awful either. Now, don't get me wrong, the idea on its own is a pretty cool concept. Having a weapon that can freeze enemies and also be used as a shotgun via its alternative fire is pretty fun, and it can have its moments, but unfortunately it just can't stand on its own legs on the higher rounds and difficulties. From the information found on the Killing Floor wiki, the freeze thrower appears to be a tier 3 weapon with a set damage of 10 per hit on the main function, but the pellets do an alternative of 20 per pellet and take 10 bullets per shot. So it technically isn't the weakest gun ever, but there are definitely weapons in that tier which would do the job much better. Personally, I don't like going into the stats of weapons all that much, as I prefer to grab a weapon off the shelf and just hope for the best and see if it fits my style of gameplay. So to fit my style of content better, I've made a 3-part question list which I feel can give a better summary of the freeze thrower capabilities. To start off, how good is the freeze thrower against your basic Zeds? Overall, the freeze thrower does do enough damage to take care of your basic Zeds, so Gorefasts, Sirens, Stalkers, Crawlers, and your basic Clots aren't really a problem. Even on Hell on Earth, thankfully, these are still really easy to kill. With the Gore Fiends, however, I'd definitely suggest you quickly freeze them and then use your alternative fire, otherwise they are just bound to spin dash you into oblivion. Bloats and Husks, however, don't freeze them, just use your pellets. Don't waste your time trying to get close enough to them to freeze them, because you'll either get burnt or poisoned. If you aim properly and then get the timing right, you can get them with one hit on a headshot. Unless the wave is just full of them like on Endless, then yeah, definitely freeze them. Secondly, how good is it against Scrapes and Flesh Pounds? This sadly is where the freeze thrower starts to suffer a bit, especially on the higher difficulties. While you can kill both Scrapes and Flesh Pounds with the freeze thrower, you tend to use up way too much ammo, leaving yourself in a bit of a pickle when your basic cannon fodder comes back round for another taste. So I would best advise freezing them and then unload them with another weapon, similar to how you would use the flashbang and an SMG route with SWAT. The quarter pounders and the armoured clots, it depends on the difficulty. Hell on Earth, again, use the same route as what I've advised earlier, but easier difficulties, it doesn't seem to be too bad. And finally, how good is it against the boss? Yeah, that really doesn't do much. So I first tested this off with the Abomination, and with the armor, the freeze thrower does basically fuck all. It will take very little damage to his armor, meaning you're basically wasting your ammo at this point, but if you swap to another gun and then destroy his armor and then go back to the freeze thrower, it's alright. It's not the greatest, but it does do a better job. It isn't enough to make me want to swap out from a railgun or even the Husk launcher and keep my distance, especially with all the Abomination's little blobs running around. Overall, I wouldn't say I had a bad experience with the freeze thrower. It's a pretty fun gimmick, and it definitely could be improved on with the range of the main fire being my first choice. It's way too close and you don't have enough breathing room to fight. Secondly, it's worth noting that this gun apparently doesn't have any damage over time, but the fire weapons do, which is a bit surprising and probably one of the reasons this gun doesn't compete to some of the others. I don't think it should be as strong as fire, but a little damage over time wouldn't hurt anyone. Finally, I was thinking about how the freeze thrower really should have a perk by its side, not Survivalist. It seems really out of place being put there. It makes it feel like the gun was meant to go somewhere, but Tripwire didn't know where to put it. So why why not create a new perk? I think it's time for a new contestant to enter the ring anyway with how long it's been, and I think a cryogenic perk might be a nice addition to the team. I mean, we've already got a grenade and a weapon to freeze Zeds in place, so why not add some more? Maybe pistols with cryogenic bullets, or another SMG with similar effects to the Mac 10. Personally, I'd love to have a new perk at this point. I'm excited to finally be able to reset my perks and work my way up again at a quicker pace, but a new perspective into destroying Zeds would be nice too. And this is where I will get off and look to you guys. Do you like the freeze thrower? Did you disagree with something I said, or is there something I missed out? And finally, what weapon would you like me to cover next? And also, thanks for watching. I'm Sir Crackerbulb, and I'm signing out.